Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Now, today is the 17th of September 2021, and the time now is 6:18 a.m. Well, today our topic is as a tourist, what are the good places to visit in Malaysia? Alright, so before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Alright, so here we go. All right. Yeah, for me, actually, even I'm Malaysian, but actually the chances to go on trip in Malaysia uh, isn't much. I don't have many times, many experiences to go and visit the places in Malaysia. So yeah, but for the places that I have been to in Malaysia, I think Malacca is the first place I would recommend to tourists who want to uh, come and visit in Malaysia. Yep, and Malacca is uh, I think it's a tourist uh, it's a tourist place, and then you can see a lot of tourists walking on the street, and then also there are many shops. They actually do business um, with the tourist. Yep, and then in Malacca you may go to the Jonker Street. Yeah, which is also the place that I must go every time I went to every time I go to Malacca. Yeah, the Jonker Street. In the morning, you can also visit the shops around the Jonker Street, and then yeah, those shops actually they are uh, in the same color. They are red color, and then you can see the street. The view, the scene is all very beautiful. And yeah, I think it is also a good place to take photo. Yeah, you want to take photo, you want to record your your journey, and then that is a good place. Yep, and then in the morning you can also buy things like souvenir, or uh, you can just do some window shopping. Will also be amazing. Yep, and then yeah, talk about the cafe, also some of the restaurant in around Jonker Street. Uh, uh, because the Jonker Street they basically serve the tourists. So the cafe give me a feeling like uh, very relaxing, and then also the staff are friendly. Yeah, the place is beautiful. So yeah, I think it's a good place also, even you go in the morning or in the afternoon. Yeah, and then yeah, if you really want to enjoy um, in this place, I think you may go in the evening, and then or at night. Yeah, because the Jonker Street, they will have the night markets, and then not only the shops, but also they will have a lot of booth. They will uh, there will be along the street. Yeah, there will be a lot of booths along the street. They are selling. Some of them are selling food. Some of them are selling other things, just like the night markets uh, in many places. But they are kind of uh, quite big. Yeah, and then I have been to this place for more than two times, and then I still think this is a place I would go every time I went to Malacca. Yep. So this is the first place I would like to recommend, and then yeah, there's the other place which is quite, I think, gives me the same feeling or similar feeling is is the Pulau Pinang. yeah, the Pulau Pinang, and then um for that place also you can have the chance to try many food in Malaysia, uh, and also it's a tourist uh, it's a tourist place, and then you can see a lot of tourists on the street, and also there are many places for taking photo. Yeah, you can basically get uh, many beautiful photos everywhere on the street. Yeah, the street is beautiful. Yep. So and then yeah, this is actually uh the first category I would like to recommend, and the second category is kind of quite different, which is the Adeline Resort. And for this place, it is in if I didn't get it wrong, in Perak, which is a state in Malaysia. And then the resort name is Adeline Resorts because I have been there uh, many years ago. And then what's special here is it is a very quiet and relaxing place, and you can have the chance to stay closer to the nature. And then I remember that when I was there uh, with my classmates, many of them, and all of us couldn't use our phone inside that place. It is not that we were not allowed to use it. It is that our phone won't have signal in that place because it is something like we go inside um, uh, the forest, and then it take like I forgot, maybe it take like half an hour or what, traveling with a pickup car, and then go inside a resort. Yeah, and then without the internet, without the your smartphone, what you can do inside, yeah, basically you can do uh, kayaking, yeah, which is an activities with a small boat on the water, and then inside there it has the waterfall, and then you can also play water around there. And if you want, you can also visit the cave, yeah, inside there. Yeah, and also you can also walk around in the jungle. We call the jungle trekking. Yeah, so I think for this place it is very different from Malacca, because for Malacca it is relaxing, but it is not um, uh, it is not the same as in Adelaide Resort, which is closer to the nature. Yeah, and also uh, the activities you can do is just the one that I mentioned, and also maybe you can play some party games, card games with your friends, and also you can also join the games with others, I think, because at that place it is like um, it gives me the feeling of the the houses in some rural areas, and then but they make it very beautiful, and they have a place which is for gathering. So I think if you want to join, I think it is possible to join other people in that resort. That resort is quite big, and then you can have many activities, barbecue at night with other people. Yep. So yeah, this is a place I have been to once, and then quite interesting. A few years ago, I went to my girlfriend's hometown to have a visit, and then I accidentally saw this signboard uh, at the roadside, and then it is Adelaide Resort, and yeah, because I remember that I went here before, but at that time I didn't know that this is uh, in this place. Yeah, so it was so near to my girlfriend's hometown, and I think maybe in the future I will uh, pay a visit to this place one more time because it's already many years since I went there. So I would like to see whether things has changed inside or to revisit the place to enjoy the feeling again. Yep, and last before end, uh, I think there is one place I would like to go. For me, myself, I haven't been to, but I think maybe this place that was a good choice for me, which is a place in the East Malaysia, which is Mount Kinabalu in Sabah. Yeah, for this place, I think we will also have the chance to get close to the nature, just like the Adrenaline Resort. And then, yeah, because the Mount Kinabalu is also uh, famous, so I think if I have the chance, I also I like to go to this place, um, yeah, to try and see. Yep. So these are my sharing today.
Yeah. As a tourist, if I put my if I put myself into tourist shoes, uh, actually, for me, I would recommend tourists to go to the big cities instead of go to a place only local familiar, and maybe
Mm,
local is also not familiar. Yeah, so uh, for me, I would recommend tourists go to KL, the Selangor KL. So
mm,
KL is the biggest city in Malaysia, and if you have a trip in KL, you will feel more safer because it's the bigger cities and the public transportation is more advanced, more developed, and the security is higher. And also in KL, most of the people know to speak English, so
mm,
uh, you won't face language problem, language
yeah.
obstacle. Yeah, so this is for especially for Western country. Mm. And for um for the Chinese native speakers, for example, like the Chinese, and yeah, KL also uh yeah, we can say almost maybe 90 or 95% of the Chinese know how to speak Chinese.
Mm,
Yeah, so you also won't face the language problem.
mm,
And try to put try to put yourself into other people's shoes. If you want to travel China, let's say you want to travel China, which
mm,
cities you will go? You will go. Uh, will you go to maybe some rural area, or you would choose the
the big
the
city.
biggest the biggest cities?
Mm,
Maybe it's not the biggest city, or but it should be maybe the second big, yeah, second biggest, or maybe the biggest.
mm,
You won't choose the city which is too far away from a big city,
mm,
because yeah, even though it is safe, but psychologically we can't feel that,
yeah.
and there's a lot of uncertainty. So yeah, have having those uncertainty in your heart during your trip, you won't get a good experience, in my opinion.
Mm,
So maybe the first time, or when if you're not familiar Malaysia, I will recommend you go to KL first. Mm.
mm, yep.
And although the food in KL is not that delicious, in I miss. in other local area. For example, like Penang Laksa. Why it called Penang Laksa? Because it's very famous in Penang. But you can but actually you can find Penang Laksa at everywhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
everywhere in Malaysia. So
Mm.
you can find in, let's say, Johor or
And
maybe
even
KL.
in Singapore, right?
Yeah.
Me?
Mm,
Mm.
yeah, you can. So if you want to try the food, I recommend you go to big cities because you can try all different kind of local food.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, the taste may not be the most tasteful one, may not be the most delicious one, but believe me, you can't differentiate it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you first time eat them, you can't
Mm.
differentiate it. If you really add something very delicious and you really like, and maybe you can try to search, yeah, what is the origin of this food? Yeah,
Mm.
what's the origins state uh of this food? And maybe next time you can go to the state.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Right.
And talk about the entertainment. I believe in KL also there are a lot of entertainment because this is the biggest cities. Yeah. And if you try to look at the big city in in every can in every country, in every state, they must have a lot of entertainment for you, so you don't need to worry about it.
Mm.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. And but if you want to experience, um, let's say if you want to go to beach, I think there's also some beach which is quite near to KL. Mm.
Mm.
So, but maybe there's not, but definitely this is not the most popular beach, and there's not there's not the most beautiful beach in Malaysia. Yeah, but there's one beach. At
Mm.
least it's a beach. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. And mountain, if you talk about mountain, I'm not sure. Yeah.
I think
But
yes. They are. They. I believe. I remember that we can go. Uh.
Genting
To
Highland,
visit the
right?
cave. Yeah. Also the Genting Highland and also visit the cave.
Mm.
Somewhere. Quite north in Selangor State.
Mm. Yeah. And also Cameron Highland. Yeah,
Mm.
Cameron Highland. And
Yeah.
at if you visit the Cameron Highlands, you also can feel relaxed. Yeah, because this is the this is actually the mountain for farmer. Yeah, and you can taste a lot of fruit, yeah, a lot of veggie, for example, strawberry, and some other fruit,
Yeah.
mm, and some other teas. Yeah, some other tea. For example, like strawberry tea or some other green tea.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, so yeah, so this is a place I recommend for tourists.
Mm.
If you came to Malaysia, uh, yeah, if you decided to come to Malaysia and it's your first time, mm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if this is not your first time, I think uh, you probably know the at least you you familiar with the country culture and you know something that that in the country. And yeah, because believe me, if you came to Malaysia and then no if you visit a country first time, you will face a lot of uncertainty, and you're kind of finding the solution. For example, about transportation, maybe you will take taxi, you will take Grab, or
Yeah.
maybe you'll try public transportations. Yeah, and you will try different alternative alternative, and you will find one that suit you as a tourist.
Mm.
So if you go to a rural area and then there are much more uncertainty you need to face, and so that you can't enjoy the trip. But if you go to a and quote unquote uh, easier place, yeah, so like KL, the big cities, and you'll face lesser uncertainty, you'll face lesser struggling, and so you're familiar with something, but of course you couldn't familiar with everything, but at least you're familiar with something, so it can contribute your trip next time.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, maybe you can try like go to some beautiful beach in Malaysia, for example, Pulau Redang,
Mm. Langkawi.
yeah, Langkawi, and maybe Desaru.
Mm.
Desaru is not beautiful, yeah, uh, but it is near to the Johor to the Johor Bahru, the cities.
Mm.
Mm. And you also can visit the Pulau Penang. There's a lot of delicious food there.
Mm.
Mm. You can visit like some other rural area, for example, Pahang, for example, Perak, for example, Ipoh. Ipoh also have some have many delicious foods like
Mm.
Ipoh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Malaysia is quite near to other country, for example, Singapore and also the Thailand. Mm.
Mm.
And you don't need to take plane. Sorry, you don't need to take flight to the Thailand and Singapore. Yeah, and if you want, it will be faster. If you don't want, you can take bus. Yeah, bus can get you there and
Mm.
get you to another country. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't need to restrict yourself in Malaysia. You can go to other country. Also.
Mm. Right.
Okay, so yeah, that's my share for today.
Mm. Yep. And also, when talk about Kuala Lumpur, it reminds me of the Sunway Lagoon. Yeah, it is in.
Mm,
There is one in Kuala Lumpur, right?
mm,
Mm. So that is also a place which you can enjoy if you like water sports,
mm,
water theme park. Yep, and yeah, really, I think I didn't put myself into tourist shoes. Yeah, for the first time, yeah, I think Kuala Lumpur is a more suitable place. And but actually, for me, I heard uh, some people say that actually, if you compare as a local, if you compare which city is safer, I think Kuala Lumpur can sometimes be more uh, unsafe, right? I mean the security.
why?
Yeah, I don't know. I heard people say that if you live in Kuala Lumpur, you will hear that many people get robbed. People seems like they are not so afraid of getting robbed because many of them experience it.
Mm.
Yeah, but
But as a
mm-mm,
as a tourist, yeah, as a tourist, is there anything worse than being robbed, being stolen? This is something we already well prepared.
mm,
If we decide to go to a trip,
yeah,
try to imagine you go to a new country, the country you're not familiar, you go to a rural area, and maybe you couldn't come back.
yeah,
This is the most worrying thing. Mm.
mm,
Yeah,
yep,
because this is rural area, and if you get robbed, if you get stolen, yeah, it's okay in big city. At least you still can go back your country because
mm,
now, yeah, because you can transfer money. You can transfer money to or maybe you have a credit card, or maybe you have some other things able to withdraw the money
mm,
from the international ATM, so you're still able to get back your home. Uh, so the yeah, of course, the loss is irrecoverable. Yeah, it's the same for every country. If you get robbed, if you get stolen, how can a tourist? get back the money
Yep.
before they went back their hometown. Very
Mm,
very difficult. Mm. Yeah,
right.
even local, there's only a small chance that they can get back the money.
Mm, yep.
Yeah. So yeah, there are other things which is worse than the being robbed and being stolen.
Mm,
Mm.
yep. All right. So so for you, if you take a visit, I mean, if you go on a trip in Malaysia, what is your next uh plan? What is your next destination that you would like to visit?
What's my next destination? I think uh maybe it's Penang. Mm.
Mm, yep. It wasn't the first time you went there, right?
Yeah. Mm.
Mm,
Yeah. Or maybe Pulau Redang. Yeah. Go to
mm,
the beach. Mm.
yeah. Yep. All right. So these are my sharing today.
Okay. So that's all for our today conversations. How do you feel? Did you enjoy the conversations? Please tell us what you think of our conversation. And we are not native speakers. If you found any vocabulary mistake that we made, please also comment to let us know because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.